So I've been chatting with a few friends recently about all of the world and where AI is in today's state. And we're in this weird space where is AI dying? Is the hype going down? Is AI absolutely cooked? In truth, I think a lot of us are still saying, yeah, AI's cooked. I don't use it. I don't want to use it. I hate it. I'm never touching it. And then the other half are saying, no, AI is still in a revolution and we're only now beginning, and there's a whole lot of more changes and craziness to come. So in today's video, rather than trying to teach something, I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to give you my take on the state of AI in the global world and whether or not I think it's cooked, if it's bullshit, or if it's thriving and going to be the next biggest thing still. So let's dive in. I think we're in this incredibly interesting period, and I'm calling this the integration era versus the breakthrough era, because I remember when ChatGPT dropped for the very first time. I remember when people started to use it in the world and developers started to get their hands on it. And I remember my initial feelings were like, holy shit, I'm literally about to lose my job because AI is going to outcode me. And then as all of these things matured, everything felt like a breakthrough. It went from AI can code to then AI can reason, and now AI can generate images, and now AI can do marketing, and it keeps trying to like put people out of a job. But I'm noticing lately, and maybe it's because I'm desensitized to it, but I'm noticing lately that every new AI thing feels less and less impressive. Did we grow accustomed to this? Is AI just so part of our world now where it's like, cool, you added another chatbot, like I've seen him before. It feels like we're no longer having these crazy breakthroughs every week. You know, remember when R2 dropped and the whole world is like, holy goodness, I could run it locally on my Mac. It is going to be the next best thing. Now we don't even talk about it. Nobody's talking about R2, and we've gone back to whether it's Google or Claude or ChatGPT, and everybody's still competing for this. I'm top of the leaderboard, and it's just honestly bouncing back and forth. But I think first place and second place are so damn close that it's not even much of a discussion anymore. Because I sit here now and remember times where I was like, holy hell, V0 is absolutely insane. And how is that possible that it just generated all of that front end stuff? And now I'm like, all right, cool. I just used V0 to design, and it's not that big of a deal anymore. It's not impressive anymore. And I think we're at this just weird place where it does not feel like breakthroughs anymore, but I do see a lot of like high quality integrations happening. MCP servers, all of these integrations with Zapier and Makes and N8s and all of these other things that are going to help you string along all of these different pieces of the world. And it feels weird because I don't think many people are talking about this. It feels like we are still so divided. Whether you're team AI, next biggest thing, it's the revolution, get your shit together or get out. And then the other side, who's like, dude, I'm literally not using your damn ChatGPT. I'm still writing code the old way and enjoying my life. And I find it fascinating that there's such a strong divide between the two. And I find it even more fascinating that it doesn't feel like it matters as much as it used to. And I love that it feels like we're finally getting some high quality widgets and high quality tools that can work and mesh into our life rather than just trying to add on and replace everybody. So I think this plateau is plumbing season. And if you think about it, when the internet was invented, we didn't automatically get Netflix and Uber. It took a long time for people to figure out how to make the best and leverage the tools and leverage this brand new thing called the internet. And I think we're seeing the same thing with AI. I think the AI hype is not going down. I think it's just changing. I think we're getting a little desensitized to it because as far as I can tell, most of these LLMs all have the same exact output, obviously phrased differently. Obviously, maybe Claude's a little bit better of a developer than this, and you might use different tools for other reasons, but largely you're doing and accomplishing the same amount of things as your output. The productivity is the same between them. And I think we're in plumbing season because we're no longer creating these pipes. We aren't having these massive breakthroughs of never been done before stuff. And instead we're connecting pipes together. We're finding the flows. We're figuring out where to take advantage of these tools and how to just make life easier, not replace people anymore. I definitely felt, as somebody who's been in the field for over a decade, I definitely felt like, holy shit, if I don't learn how to use AI properly, I'm going out of a job. And now I'm sitting here, you know, a year and a half later saying, oh, I use AI. It's just part of my normal workflow now. I couldn't see myself not using AI anymore because as a senior engineer, I am more productive. I get more things done. I love that I have other folks' AI to riff with back and forth because I know how to ask it challenging questions and I know how to tell it to challenge me. And I think now with all of these integration tools and doing all of this plumbing, we're not seeing headlines like AI is about to cure cancer, but we are seeing things like AI is about to make writing emails a whole of a lot better and honestly a whole lot easier, because who freaking likes writing emails? And this is where I think the hype versus no hype kind of is just a little more nuanced. And maybe it feels like the hype is dying because, quite honestly, connecting things together is just less sexy than making brand new things. But as a developer, I think the phase that we are in right now, the ability to do MCP servers, connect all these pieces together, and make tools work easier with one another, I think this is the most critical phase that a developer can be in. I'm not talking about your marketing, though you will see a benefit of this too, but for us developers, I am of the personal belief that there's nothing truly novel that we're ever making. And I say this, you can try it for yourself. Go try to describe something that you think is a truly novel thing to V0, and I bet you it comes up with a design where you're like, oh, that makes really good sense. And that's because it's probably already seen some of it before. It's not like it's creating something up out of thin air. It's just been trained on a lot of front-end data. It has a quality prompt to it, and it's probably already seen exactly what you're trying to do. I don't think there's anything necessarily novel. But what I do believe in as a developer is that our superpower, the really strong developers, are badass integrators. They know how to take two puzzle pieces and hook them together, not only just so they don't have to rewrite the code, but they get the best of both parts and they do it very fast and efficiently, and now they can just work on maintaining them rather than trying to reinvent the wheel. So my personal take is I think the initial set of panic has probably died down to a realistic expectation. I will also admit there's probably some of you out there who have lost your job because of AI, because your corporate manager said, oh, we have AI now, we don't need Charles because he's kind of a shitty developer. I'm sorry. But for the rest of us who want to grow and use AI, I think this plateau phase we're in right now is actually, honestly, quite perfect for us. One of the things that I love right now is, because I'm not panicking, am I gonna lose my job, is I'm spending time to more intimately learn these tools. Learn some of the flows, be creative and find the next integration or connection, or how I can make my software AI empowered, because it is adding quality of life. It is making things easier for the customer. And ultimately as a developer, like, that's what I care about. I want to build a product that people actually enjoy using, which I hope you stick around for next week's video, because I'm going to be dropping Taproot for the very first time. And I am so damn excited for you all to get on this platform. And if you want early access, hit the link down below, sign up for the waiting list, because whether you're a content creator, a freelancer, a hobby author, a daily journaler, or someone just trying to build a writing habit, you will love this platform, and I'm so excited to drop it. The other reason why I think this plateau phase is quite honestly perfect is because it finally feels that these tools are becoming more practical rather than a ton of demoware. I think it's pretty badass that some people are out there generating marketing content using AI. That finally feels like a real use case, other than me, generating coloring pictures for my kids or generating a cartoon version of my dog, which, while it's fun and cute, it doesn't really add any value to the world. So I love this phase. I think it's finally giving us a time to relax and learn to use these tools and how to integrate it and have fun. I am finding that when I use Claude or Cursor or Windsurfer or whatever else you're using, I am a little more productive. As long as I'm still reading every line of code, because it's not production quality ready. And quite honestly, I don't know if it'll ever get there. I think this AI usage just continues to raise the bar. But this is finally a chance for us to go and have fun, to produce more code, which for me, I don't know about you, but for me, that's my favorite part. Writing more code, pushing out more features, getting more involvement with the clients, having more time to talk with the clients and customers, because now I'm using AI to do all of the boring shit for me. I think what I love about this phase that we're in is I'm finally feeling that I get to be more creative rather than just grinding. But I know with AI, there will be newer, bigger changes coming. This isn't the end. There probably still is a revolution. It's like that iceberg picture where you think you've seen the full iceberg, and it's this little thing out of the water, but way below the water, it's still a massive freaking Titanic sinker. I am sure that hindsight 2020, and who knows, maybe we'll come back to this video right now in a year from now and I'll say, oh, holy shit, was I wrong? We were really in the head of a revolution. I don't think we're there. I don't think it's so crazy anymore, but I don't think it's dying. I think it is just becoming more part of our world. I do think we're probably getting desensitized to it, and I'm so damn happy that it finally feels like we're working on tools that give us higher quality of life and allow us, especially us as developers, just be more creative on how we string things together and use multiple different tools, multiple different platforms, and just make things work easier. So no, I don't think the AI hype is dying, but I do think we're probably just in a boring phase of actually making things that work and just work really well. And I think the tools that we're building now are going to be needed for where we're going. You know, it's like when they build a road versus a car. The road is kind of the boring part, but you need the road for the car to go super fast on. You know, stupid example, but I think that's where we're at. We're building all of the tools, we're putting in the plumbing so that all of the next businesses, which I'm sure there will be hundreds of businesses that come out of this next phase, they all have something that they can platform off of. And like I said, I think we'll hit another breakthrough, but we're in integration mode, and I'm real damn curious on your thoughts. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is AI cooked? Is the hype dead? Are we in a revolution still? Am I just an idiot? Please let me know. I promise you, you'll only hurt my feelings a little bit. And with that, I will see you all next week. Peace.